All right, today we have a more serious topic. I really want to talk about why Gen Z is confused about money and all of them have big egos. At least if you're online within the last couple of months or years, you've started to see a lot more people posting videos about, what's their life, what they're doing, how they're making money, mostly just flexing and making like cinematic videos or stuff about themselves. At the end of the day, it's a scheme that they want to make money, which is valid. Honestly, in today's age, it's pretty valid to have something else that you're doing to make money on the side, at least in the US with all like the government stuff going on. But I really want to preface this. So, a lot of times growing up, at least in the US, I'm going to say this is mostly for the US because this is what I have experience with, is that we're told to go to college, right? We go to college, we work hard, we get a degree, we land a job, we work 9 to 5, and everything would make sense. We trade up our stocks, we get our RSUs, we sell it at an older age. By 65, we should be able to retire, right? That's all fine, that's all fair games. But like the truth is that it's not really possible right now. Like everything is going completely wrong at the time when a lot of people are graduating. For me specifically, computer science, job market is cooked. I will share more on that later. But people are making videos. They're, quitting their jobs at 22. They're pursuing all these other stuff. They're building brands instead of like building their resume and working 9 to 5. So what we see is kind of like people are like going to college and then they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a job. But as soon as you hit college, you start looking on social media and you look at what your peers are doing. It's really hard when you go and you look at social media not to get imposter syndrome or FOMO. And then you're just really questioning yourself. And like at this age, you should be questioning yourself, right? You should be thinking like, oh, what the hell am I going to do in the future? What do I want to do? What can I be doing that's extra? How can I prepare myself? And that's completely fine. The thing with social media right now is that people are ego posting basically. Everything that somebody does online right now is ego posting. Whether even if that is to, help other people in a way because they're in a better position with themselves, it's still like ego posting in a way. For instance, there's a person, they want to help you with tech. They're like, oh, join my server, join my course, or this is our some free resources and stuff. And it's all good. But then they go into another video and they're like, oh, this is what I bought, this is how my day is going, and everything like that. But at the end of the day, they're just trying to sell you something. They're trying to get money because everyone's in a bad position, right? So you can have a positive or negative take on it, but at the end of the day, social media is extremely bad right now because it gives everyone imposter syndrome and FOMO and makes everyone feel the need that they have to do more than they actually are doing now. And it's like realistically unexpected goals that people are setting for themselves and making the world feel like it needs to be normalized when it's not. So we kind of see this like triangular formation that it's like, oh, I go to college, man, I can't. It's like all these people are doing all these other things. Why can't I? And then you start to set goals for yourself that aren't realistic or that you don't even want to do. You're just doing it because everyone else is doing it because you have the fear of missing out. And the imposter syndrome comes in, and then you're just like, oh my god, I did all this. And then now there's like some 16-year-old who's building an AI startup, which is complete bullshit. That's another thing. People are liemaxxing online. When they ego max, they're also like low key liemaxxing as well. They're just like, oh, I did all this. It's like the same thing when you go and you apply to college and you're like, yeah, I was a founder of this non-for-profit. No, like you were not. You did nothing there. Let's be real. Like you did not earn one single dollar, and you did not apply to anything. Like let's be for real. There's only like a small percent of people that those are the kids that go to Stanford, Harvard, Yale, etc., stuff like that. But that's kind of like the quad that we see sort of here. And then you have the people, they're just like from social media and they're just like, oh man, I don't even want to do college at all. And then they're like, all right, I'm going to head out. And they fall into one of two categories. They're just like, okay, I'm going to do startup, Y Combinator, AI, I'm going to do all this sort of stuff. Or please buy my course and then I'm going to have everyone hate me. I'm going to have only a group of friends that also sell courses and do stuff like that. So that's kind of like the thing that we're seeing is that people don't really want to go to jobs anymore because I think the main thing is that it's social media giving people a lot of imposter syndrome and FOMO, and like you tend to lose a lot of friends when you start to go along this sort of path as well, and you only meet like-minded people that are doing the social media and see that way. There are still quite a handful of people, especially at my school and just around the world, that are just like, okay, I don't even need to be doing all of this, which is a fair realization, right? You don't need to be doing all of this other stuff that other people are doing. You don't need to compare yourself. Now, there's always two comparisons that you can make. You could say, oh, I'm content with my situation. I'm going to be, well off either at a job or doing what I like to do. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. Even if I compare myself to other people and I look behind, I'm okay with my situation. I'm fine. The other, like, placeholder, I guess you could say for that is that, oh shit, I'm behind. How do I get like I guess moving forward, how do I get like this person and boost myself up so I don't look like shit, right? Those are kind of like the two paths that we tend to see like people sort of taking on social media right now. It's like, oh, I either want to move forward or this is my normal life that I'm content with. So like all this pressure comes from crazy imposter syndrome that's online, and people are literally turning to social media to try and, I guess, like make their life look better than it is. Egomaxxing, liemaxxing, whatever it is to make that person like seem greater than they actually are. And obviously, there's like a handful of creators that are just like, "This is my life. This is why it sucks. This is why it's normal." And then eventually they come to a realization. They're just like, "Oh my god, this is not going to get any views," or there's only a small subset of people that are actually going to like enjoy me living like a normal life because I'm not doing anything crazy. Because on social media, that is what drives people to want to click on your video, to want to watch you, is that you're consistently improving throughout life. You're not living a normal life. That's what works. So everything feels like an opportunity, then everything feels like you're falling behind. But then when you reject work, it's kind of like you're asking for everything, but you're not getting anything in return. So then you go to social media and you're just like, oh shit, I'm even behind and I chose the wrong thing. Yeah, there's just a bunch of like random thoughts on this, but they're just like, buy my course, Y Combinator sort of thing, or you're just like 9 to 5, just normal living your life, and then you're just like scrolling social media and you're just like, man, I feel like shit.